So here's what happens when there's a fresh snowfall and all the small twigs are quite wet. I've got a little bit of a flame going down below and I keep piling stuff on quite high, and the heat column is rising up, and as the heat rises up, it dries out the stuff up above, and this will get going. Fell in the water, so I need to dry my foot out a little bit because it's kind of cold. Because everything's quite moist, I'm going to this dead spruce and I'm knocking off these branches here that are essentially rotten on the stump. They come off quite easily. There's a ton of resin in there. It'll make a nice little hot fire for me, even though it's moist out here. There we go. Roast socks. Not a big deal to walk in wet socks, but I'd rather have a little bit dry, so I'll just dry them for a while here. So while I'm sitting here drying my sock off a little bit, maybe I'll explain why I'm doing this. Is I'm not so worried about having wet feet. I just don't want to have cold feet because that water was really cold. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting a bit of heat into my boot. Dry my boot out a little bit. My sock will dry out a little bit. As I'm walking, I'll be warm and fine again. If this was really winter and I'd fallen through the ice, you'd only have a few minutes to deal with being wet. You need a fire pretty quickly. So in this case, I took a bunch of small branches off the spruce trees, managed to light them up with a lighter, and then I made a big giant tall pile of them so the heat would dry the ones above them. However, in the dead of winter, that would have been miserable because I would have froze my fingers. So what I instead have is I have a bag full of Vaseline balls in my first aid kit down at the bottom of my pack. I can rip that plastic bag open, light the corner of one of those Vaseline balls, which is Vaseline and cotton balls, and those things will burn like a torch for like 15 minutes, that bag of them, which gives me lots of time to get a fire going. So there you go. Lessons with Jay. And as you can see, those bottoms of those branches that I put in were just enough heat to get what I needed. They're still burning with lots of heat.